piece of it, a little piece. We're going to have, level upon level, deeper and deeper levels of these guys with higher levels of capabilities. You get a group of guys like me, and some of these guys are trained at my level. Some of these guys are trained at my level. And you get them in charge, and you get them with groups of people that know how to move and how to respond. It's going to be devastating for these cities, and that's why I think that, and a lot of us have said that we're going to have, incredible problems. So here is some of the stuff we're seeing. Political organization 5051 planning protests across the country this week. The political grassroots organization 5051, founded to protest the actions of the second Donald Trump administration. So this could be another reason why we may start to see, unfortunately, some suppression of free speech. Guys like me know, of course, but you could see some suppression of free speech. And that's because these people are out here spreading information through the social media platforms. So this is, and that's how they're getting people to move around and go to these protests and activating people and activating the sleeper cells and, saying we just dropped off cinder blocks on block number blah, blah, blah. Go there, get your cinder blocks and start throwing them. So that's what we're starting to see. So in solidarity with the people of Los Angeles, June 8th through the 14th, remember the 14th in DC is when that parade is supposed to happen. Across the country, according to news release. The organization accused ICE of conducting warrantless, which is false, military-style raids. They have to be military-style raids because they're going after the bad guys. They're going after the worst people first. The ones that they know about, they're trying to take them out as fast as they can. And they're getting resistance from the Democrat cities. And the Democrat leftists are getting in their way. And some of these people are just innocent idiots, right? To a certain extent. They've just been Democrats their whole lives. They don't know anything better. They don't think for themselves. And they're basically programmed from birth to be a Democrat. And if the Democrats say jump, they jump. And that's what's going on. Warrantless military Friday detaining at least 44 people, as well as injuring, arresting union leader David Herta, president of SEIU, California, part of the Service Employees International Union. So you're going to obviously see the unions get involved. The unions are going to get their people involved. So see how big this can get very quickly. Very quickly. It's going to be ugly. Homeland Security Kristi Noem says National Guard troops deployed are specifically trained for this type of crowd situation. There's probably something National Guard's been training for the last 4 or 5 years after George Floyd riots, guys. So these 2,000 National Guards is a drop in a bucket. They're going to need a lot more. That's just enough to handle that specific area of LA. You're going to see widespread. You're going to see the loss of LA. Of course, they've destroyed most of LA already, but you're going to see widespread devastation throughout LA and other cities. So they arrived, and they're talking about that. Senators weigh in. Senator James Lankford, Republican of Oklahoma, told NBC News, Meet the Press, that Trump's decision to deploy the National Guard was an effort to de-escalate tensions. So you have a show of force, and it will make some of the semi-stupid people, right, back down. But the ones that are hardcore, they're there for the fight and have been paid and have been trained for the fight, they're not going to back down. So we refer to, of course, protests in the wake of George Floyd murder, because this is George Floyd Part 2. George Floyd riots was just a warm-up for this, guys. It's going to be way, way more advanced. All right, Lankford also spoke about Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's suggestion that active duty Marines So this is from just down there, just above San Diego, that could come up and help, right? And then down in San Diego, of course, you get the Navy SEAL teams. So that would be the next level that could happen. So if this turns into house to house, room to room, building by building, you're probably going to see the Special Forces guys come in because that's what they're trained for. The Marines can do the same thing. You have Army can do the same thing, but that's what it will come to that. It will absolutely come to that. It will be they will fight for every building. We'll probably see people from Ukraine involved. Nazis from Ukraine are probably there, standing by, ready to get involved, guys. You're going to have people that maybe even fought in Fallujah, right? Some of the terrorists in Fallujah. So, and of course, Navy SEALs and Army and all those guys were like, active, hammering that back then. So that's that. So Oceanside, just above San Diego, where the Marine Corps base is, could very possibly come up and get involved. I think that will probably happen. Now, protests set to continue today after day of chaos. It says one day after dozens of people, smoke-filled room, blah, blah, blah. And then it says, we're in here somewhere, I think. Somewhere in here it says 2 o'clock. Organizers have already called for a third day of protests in city for today. And I think it was for 2 o'clock today it was supposed to start. So we'll see. See what happens. See if they're going to come in heavy. They come in heavy against these National Guard troops, which will eventually happen. We could very, very possibly see shootings. Very possibly see shootings. And they may justify these shootings because the National Guard has showed up, right? So if you see once a shooting starts, it's going to get real ugly. It's going to get real ugly. So we already are seeing New York is having some of these protests too. These protests, of course, are supposed to happen around the country, all the way up to the parade, the Army. I think it's Army 250 anniversary of the Army. I don't know. So we'll see. With water and pepper spray, of course, water and pepper spray are just so effective. And the bullets fly that you don't use that anymore. It's on, right? So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We've been talking about this for years. I've said for years that people have said, "Are we going to have a civil war?" No. There will be widespread violence, I think, across America in almost every city. Almost. If we see the internet go down and so forth, all right. So this is what you need. You need to have food and water. Just like we've been talking about. You should always have. You should at this point. I think everyone has it. But if you don't, if you've been using up, saying, "Oh, nothing ever happened. I'm going to do away with that." So go back and get it if you don't have it, and you need weapons. You need weapons because they could. I know that they will start to move through neighborhoods. They will search what they believe are vulnerable neighborhoods, and they will go through neighborhoods and they will shoot them up, and they will kill people. They will go house to house killing people. And if you live in a high-rise apartment building and you're in a city like Chicago or New York or so forth, and the police